change the world, let's 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 change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Don't know the effects they have on others when everything that we do affects our younger brothers and sisters. To me it seems that the facts have missed us. Who will be there to reach down to hug and kiss us? Frankly, the current state that we're in needs to be discussed. Self-respect. Huh? Avoiding the fact that it provides a pleasant rush. But who in this world can you trust? The answer to that is yourself. Don't take what that man says off the bat. Pick that book up off the shelf. That don't mean not to trust. That means to think what he's saying, think about it, and then come back and discuss. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Y'all ready for this? Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Change up the world for the boys and the girls, because if we don't change it up, we're gonna make it in this world. We need to focus on the present and think less about the past, cause if we keep it up like this, then that's gonna be our fucking ass. You gotta know just where you're coming from to get where you're going, so get on your search for knowledge, cause there's power in knowing. We need to pick up more books and read them cover to cover, and after you get the information, pass it to your brother. Spread it to the whole world. If you know it ain't fake, you'll be surprised the difference in this world that one man can make. There's good and bad in everybody, but you gotta bounce it out. And if we all found that, we change the world, no doubt. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite,
Yeah, man.
The fights and stop the murder.
This should be played 20 bars around the world. For real.
Let's change the world, let's change
For
the
real.
world, let's change the world, let's change the world, let's
Change the world, let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. What's good, y'all? It's your big homie, Big Bad, man. You already know what time it is, man. It's the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast, man. Thank you so much for tapping in and tuning in, man. Thank you so much for tapping in and tuning in, man. I definitely appreciate all y'all, man. God bless all y'all first and foremost, man. You know, the real God, not the fake God. The only one and true only God. Regardless of what me or you believe, there's only one God. So God bless. May the true God bless all of us. No matter what you call him or think his name or its name is, may the true God bless all of us. Because we definitely are living in times where we need the blessings and the grace of God. We need God's blessings and we need God's grace more than any time. We need God more than ever. Now we need him more than ever. And if we don't recognize that and get to that mentality of wanting God in your life or just wanting to have goodness in your life, there's no hope for us, man. You know, hello here. Hello to all here now and after this live. Thank you so much. For real, man. We do need God desperately. So first and foremost, man, big trigger alert. I'm going to be very as respectful as I can because this topic is so touchy. This topic is so do we need pressure cookers for canning meats? Second question, can we can big batch smoothies for winter months? Very important question for winter preps. All I have is water. Is a water can for Amish. Okay, from Amish. Okay. First question: do we need pressure cookers for canning meats? No, because you don't need a pressure cooker for canning meats because you can do the boil method. If you have a big pot, you can do the boil method. You know, if you got a big pot, you can do the boil method. And what was your second question? Can we big batch smoothies for winter months? Yeah, you can if you freeze them. If you make a big batch of smoothies, you get you some Ziploc bags or some type of good sealer bag or sealer something that could seal it, and you portion it out in different bags or portions, and you freeze it, and you make sure you put the date on it. Freeze it and put the date on it, and then as time goes by, as you use it, you could determine the shelf life for it. You know what I'm saying? The more citrus you have in your smoothie, the longer shelf life it'll have. The more vitamin C, citrus, the more strawberry, the more because bananas and shit like that go bad fast. But strawberries, a lot of vitamin C will help the food from oxidizing. So lemon juice, lime, just strawberries, berries, different berries that have vitamin C. Okay, but we don't have a big freezer. Just do as many bags as you can. You know, whatever you can. Just do whatever you could do for the best for you. Okay. Justice Mazur said, I think of my child every day. Throughout the day, my child is on the other side of this USA. Facts. A real parent's job is never done, y'all. A real mother's job is never done. A real parent is never done being a parent, because once their initial job of raising that child is done, then they can start to guide that grown child, their grown up, that they, their grown child, or their you get what I'm saying, they're grown up. After they're grown, you could help aid them and guide them through his adult years. So a mother's job is never done, man. A 30-year-old son will still need advice. A 40-year-old son still needs his mother's love. A 50-year-old son still needs his father's love and his father's guidance and his father's love. So a parent's job is never done. Okay. Before I get it going to what I'm saying, the topic of today: do women care about children? Because there's so many examples I'm seeing in these times that kind of confirm the question is no. The answer to that question is no. Generally, majority I'm talking about. Of course, they're good women who are always going to be there for their children and care for their children. Just like there's always good fathers who are going to be there for their children and care for their children. Despite what society teaches, despite what somebody says about them or anything, their actions are going to show and prove. So I'm not here to make a generalized statement and say everybody's no good. It's not what I'm here to do. But I'm going to get to the bottom of this, because I'm going to tell y'all something. With us living in the information age, aka the internet, having full access to any type of information at your fingertips, that is a powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool. And see, most people are not using the internet as a tool to learn. Most people are using it as a tool for entertainment, or maybe a tool to get some money. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker might sell something. Chick might put themselves out there. You know how it goes. IG model, whatever, street level, however, whatever level it is. So the internet's mostly used for entertainment and money nowadays. It's not, most people don't use it for educational purposes. Because you go through your life in school, you go through your life learning everywhere, and most of us feel like knowledge is boring to us. Most of us feel like education and information is boring. That's why channels like the Big Bad channel aren't as big online as they should be. because most people care to be entertained instead of informed. And I understand that. But with the information age out here, everybody used to be able to put up a facade, right? Women used to be able to run game on dudes. Dudes used to be able to run game on women, right? Back in the days before the internet was big and popular and social media was big and popular and people could have so many interactions and communications tools with each other, people had to go off face value. People had to go off of what they seen somebody presenting and what they seen somebody doing. So it was a lot more of a veil up back in the days, because if you couldn't see your woman cheating, if you never could see her ways or see a perspective more than just your woman's perspective, and you were only dealing with her, you would take her word for it. You would think she was what she said she was. And it goes for men too. This is vice versa. But I'm a heterosexual man, so I only concern myself with what women are doing, because I don't want to be with a man. I don't care what men are doing in that aspect, other than motivating them to be a better man. So me not understanding women growing up, because there was no information out there. There was just what you seen was what you got. So like I said, women could put that front on back in the days. And me, good dudes like me, most times we see the good in people. When you're a good person, right? You don't want to see the bad in everything. You try to see the good in people. So you give people chance and chance and chance and chance. And that's not a bad thing. You know, it's not bad to be open to love and open and forgiveness and forgiving and all that, because it's the qualities of a good person. But if you don't know the true nature of who you're dealing with, right? If you don't know the nature of the true nature of who you're dealing with, aka women, and you think everything is all good because you're all good or you're decently trying to be good, then you're gonna get ran game on. They're gonna play you. Like I said yesterday on my yesterday live, most women don't perceive a man's goodness as a strong quality. Most women perceive a man's goodness as a weak quality, because a man should be forgiven, but he should be forgiving, but a man shouldn't be so passive to where he lets all kind of confrontation just pass him by without contesting it or even checking it. So if you're too good, if you're too positive all the time, you're really soft in a woman's eyes. You know, if you're always coming off as I'm all good, everything's sweet and do, a woman gonna say, oh, I got me one. This nigga don't know what's going on. He's sweet. So with that happening, that we didn't understand. So now fast forward, how you raised, how your mama raised you, all that. Fast forward, we're in the age of information now. Now we can clearly see video proof, eyes and ears into the minds and the thought process of women, right? And for a motherfucker like me, excuse my language, but for somebody like me, you get very much you get to this mentality of what you can't believe. It's like disbelief. When you finally recognize and realize shit for as it is, you can come into a disbelief stage. Like, I didn't know women were who they were until about 10 years ago or 11 years ago, you know, possibly around the time when I started living with my ex, you know, my ex-wife, because you can, when somebody's dating and in and out your life, right? When you dating somebody and you're in that dating stage, that honeymoon phase, that you just getting together phase, you're putting yourself together before you see them. You're dressing yourself up and putting yourself at your best. You're coming at your best every time you see this person, right? You're going to be dressed to your best. You're going to stop and get your hair done. She's going to get her hair done. She's going to put her nicest outfit on, her most attractive, her scent. He's going to put his cologne on, his scent, all things to attract. Everything you're doing is at your best. You're going to run your best game. You're going to say your best, everything that you can do to keep this woman and secure and seal this deal, right? Once you start seeing shit for what it is, and you're not in that honeymoon phase no more, and everybody lets their guards down, and people become more comfortable and more comfortable with each other, you'll see the true person who you're dealing with. You feel me? The sad thing, well, let's fast forward, because I want to talk about the women not caring about kids. I just was trying to set the ground to make people understand that most of us didn't understand who we were dealing with. Most of us didn't understand the true nature and the true cutthroatness of most women. Okay. When it comes to a child, and I'm gonna talk about Black women mostly, because this is what I know and this is what I am. I've dealt with other females, but not with their children. So I kind of don't understand everybody else's bond with their children, women wise. But I know Black women. I don't know all, but I know Black women because it's primarily what I deal with. So when you're dealing with a Black woman, you got to realize after slavery, before slavery, right? Because we're dealing with the post-slave mindset of Black people in America. Most Black people in America are suffering from post-traumatic slavery disorder, and they don't realize it, and they don't have an understanding about it because they don't study their history enough, and their parents didn't teach them their history enough. So when you're coming from post-traumatic slave disorder, when you were not allowed to have any control over your child during slavery, when you were not allowed to have any control over your family during slavery, when you had that child was, soon as the mothers pumped out their children in slavery times, the children were taken from the mother and put into the system. Okay, by the system, slave trade system. From a child, these women were from a baby, these children were stripped from their mothers. So you have to imagine first the trauma. First, please try to put yourself in the trauma of the Black woman who carried her child through the whole 10 months from inception to conception. She carried that child for the whole 10 months, and just to have her master or the person who quote unquote owned her, she had that person take the child and take it away. These children would be taken into the big house and they would be nursed by Big Mama. They kept Big Mama. Big Mama was kept for lactation. Big Mama was kept for love. Big Mama was kept to raise and house the children. If you can't understand this, and this is why, like, the people running away and all that, that's fine. You can run, but you cannot run from reality. Whether you don't hear it, whether you tuck your head under the covers because the boogeyman's coming, don't mean the boogeyman ain't there, and it don't mean the boogeyman ain't gonna get you, because the boogeyman already got you. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. There's people like me, or I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm coming around to try to show you what the boogeyman has done to you, so maybe you could fix your brain and get out of the mentality of the boogeyman. All right. So, like I said, this is gonna be triggering to people who don't have the mentality of post-traumatic slave disorder. It's going to be triggering for the people who don't have their life in order, and it's going to be triggering for the people who are not in the right mind state and the right foundation of life. So listen, When Master took these women's children away, imagine how traumatic that was for them. So that after hundreds of years of getting your child stripped away as soon as you have the birth and putting it into the system, don't you agree that that would give a um what do you call that, a disconnect, that would create a disconnect between the mothers and the children? If you knew in your mind that you had to have this, that you were going to have this child, right, that you were pregnant with the child, you knew in your mind how the child, you knew how the child was even conceived. It was born in sin. It was born, they put a bag over Jimbo's head and made Jimbo come mate with everybody. You know, so Jimbo, you don't know if Jimbo was your cousin. You don't know if Jimbo was your brother. You don't know who Jimbo was, but Jimbo was a strong buck, aka the strong slave on the plantation, and they kept Jimbo breeding because he was a strong man. He was the alpha male. So they were mating Jimbo with all the mares, or see, you have to understand, these people look at you as property and cattle. Like I said yesterday, you are property and cattle to these people because you haven't freed yourself mentally and spiritually, and started doing for yourself and rose beyond above the subservient state. You know what I'm saying? So let me, after hundreds of years of getting your child taken from you, your mentality is, it or it could have been either two ways. I will never let this happen again. I will never, ever, ever, ever. And I'm going to clench this baby tight, and I'm going to hold this baby tight, and I'm going to love this baby. And I will never let nothing take this child away from me. You would get that mindset, or you would get the mindset of, it done happened for so long, it's going to keep happening. It's nothing to it. Just have this baby and give it up for adoption. Have this baby and just give it up. Have this baby and just pass her off, pass them around, pass it around, because your babies were stripped from you for hundreds of years. So that developed mind state, you would develop those two mentalities. Either you would be totally against it, or you would be totally for it and not have nothing to see different, because it's been going on for hundreds of years. So this is totally sad. Just the whole reason why most women, aka most black women, have the disassociation, and it's all women now, because through the process of equality and all that shit, everybody's doing the same thing, so everybody's getting it now. But this was all derived from post-traumatic slave disorder, PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder. That's where this comes from. So listen, now we're in the times now, fast forward, where women were given rights to have dominion over their child for the first time in history. For the first time in the American history, after 500 years of slavery, 400 some years of slavery, women, aka black women, were given the right, the ability to be a parent to their child. Very sad, ain't it? It's very sad. So listen, so if you didn't never have the ability to do it for the last 400 years, and then now only over the last 100 and some years, you're able, maybe 200 years, just say about 200 years of black people not, of black women being able to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you're so behind now. Now you're catching up. You're trying to catch up. So now how could you have a loving, positive, healthy, loving relationship with your child when you were never seen it? You never were shown it. You don't even know what it is. You don't even know what being healthy is. You know, and I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about the nigga slave who was demoralized and broken down. See, because most of y'all don't realize is a lot of us in America, and I'm not gonna say me or you, individually, because I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the masses. A lot of us were products and children, great grandchildren of the nigga slave. So we can't disrespect and disregard the plight and the struggle of the nigga slave, because that's where we have the Johnsons. All these black people with the last name Johnson, you're a product of the nigga slave. All these black people with the Jefferson, you're a nigga slave. The Fords, you're a nigga slave. The Henrys, you're a nigga slave. The Mastersons, the Jeffersons, the Jamesons. You're a product of the nigga slave. You might not have it in your blood because you weren't bred into. If you don't have master in your blood, you was a field nigga, and you were bred with your own people through the process of that to make strong field niggas. So, man, people don't get it, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all some deeper shit. I'm gonna tell you some deeper psychology of a lot of times why the light-skinned person, man or woman, comes through with the more enlightened perspective. Can I explain something to you? God dang it, come on, y'all. The white people are 400 to 500 years ahead of us in time, information, knowledge, all that. And I'm not talking about the poor white man. I'm talking about the conquering man, the man who the colonizer, the captivator. You know, he's 500 years ahead of you, ahead of us, ahead. So a lot of us who have colonizer blood in us have a little bit, a tinge of that knowledge from those years, hundreds of years of information. And I'm not saying the awakeness comes from the white blood in your body. That's not what I'm saying. But that the knowledge gap, the reason why most nigga slaves don't know anything is because they have no knowledge. It's not their fault. They don't know. They were oppressed and suppressed for hundreds of years. They only were able to learn how to read and write and speak for the last 150, 200 years. I wouldn't even say that, 100 some years. So how could we be mad at the nigga slave for his lack? We can't. So how could the nigga slave woman, and the reason I said nigga slave is because that's what they were. I'm not being derogatory. I'm a black man. I hate the N-word. I never grew up using the N-word. But that's who we're talking about. We're not talking about, we're going to keep it real up in here, man. And if you can't handle it, you can dip. But listen, how could she have a loving relationship when she never was allowed to love this child? She never was allowed to hold the child after birth. So now they put the child on the baby's stomach, on the mother's stomach after birth and shit, and she don't even know how to skin to skin nurture. And this is hundreds of years of deprogramming. She don't even know. She don't want that baby to suck on her. She don't want that baby to suck her breast, but she wants a man to suck her breast in a sexual way. Listen. She don't want the baby to suck the breast that's lactating, which God made the breast for, to nurse the child, to feed the child, the human child. That's what your mammary glands are for. They're not for me. They're not for this mouth. They're for the developing child's mouth. So these women don't want to skin their babies. They don't want to nurse their babies. These women will bear a child, have a baby, and go in the kitchen, warm up some water, nasty sink water, most times, nasty tap sink water with poisonous fluoride and all kind of shit in it. Warm that up with some dry cow milk with some vitamins and minerals in it. With some dry dehydrated. You ever drunk evaporated milk? No. You ever drunk powdered milk? You ever drunk powdered milk, my nigga? Powdered milk is disgusting. Regular milk is disgusting. Shit. So powdered milk is, you know, that shit's, if you don't mix it right and blend it perfectly right. So imagine why. So this is the reason why. Fuck imagine. This is the reason why your baby's stomach is fucked up. He's hurting. He's pooting. He's got colic. He's got gas. You're filling him up with some inanimate objects that didn't come from God or you. So how could you love your child when you didn't even choose to feed your child the way God intended it? How could you love your child? You didn't even breastfeed your child. What you do with your breast? You let the milk dry up. You let the milk dry up so you can go back out there on the field and keep picking cotton. You let your milk dry up so some nasty man could lick on your breast. Cause I don't like all that milk shit, baby. You got to, that shit ain't me. Fuck that. I want to suck on your titties. What the hell? That milk shit got to go. So you with a motherfucking dude. This probably ain't even your baby's father because you left him. You didn't know him because you been just doing shit, making random moves, doing random shit. So, and the reason I'm saying this because I done been with girls who had 2 months old babies. I done been with girls who had 4-month-old babies. And that shit is not, it's not cute. It ain't sexy. And it ain't what's popping. It's very terrible. Her cervix ain't even healed up, and I'm up in motherfuckers like that, up in that motherfucker. How could you love yourself? You don't love your child. You don't even love your body enough to let your womb and your cervix heal up. You ready to go back out there on the plantation so you can show a picture of your baby off to your coworkers when you're supposed to be at home with your baby. You ain't supposed to be showing pictures off of your baby to nobody who ain't got no babies. Those moments are for your eyes to enjoy. Those moments are for the child's father, your husband, to enjoy. Those moments are not for everybody else. So they can judge and just look and see and place judgment because they don't even understand, couldn't fathom, or don't live the life. How could you love your child when you just had them 2 weeks ago and you back out there on the cotton field? You don't love your child? How could you love your child when you just had them and you pass them off to somebody else and give somebody else authority over your child that you just had? Instead of being a mother, being a woman, and being at home with your child to protect your child, to nurse your child, to make sure your child is safe and healthy and happy at home. And your husband, your man's supposed to go out and bust his ass and bring that bread home so y'all can have a place to be home and happy and comfortable at. You don't love your child. You're not even in a woman's place. You out of order. And your man's out of order because you chose a bum, because you wanted dominion over your man. You wanted a bum. You chose a man who didn't have no job. You chose a man who didn't have nothing going on for himself just so you can dominate him and tell him what to do. You wanted to dominate that loser. You picked a loser to dominate just so you can feel some power over yourself. Because when you go to work, your boss tells you to shut up and you got to shut up. When you go to work, your boss tell you to type 50 papers and you go type them 50 papers. He gonna tell you make 50 orders and you gonna make 50 orders. So when you go home, you feel powerless. So you want to have you a bum ass Pookie or Ray Ray, a loser who ain't doing nothing for herself, so you can have some power over somebody. You do your dog the same way. You do your child the same way. How could you love your child when you treat your child like worse than your dog? Or about the same. Your child is not the equivalent of a dog. A dog is not a child. I've seen women treating dogs better than they treat children. I see humans caring more about dogs than they care about fucking humans. And you want somebody to care about you? You expect your life to matter when you put a dog or a cat before a human life? We've protested and gave the power and gave rights and shit to animals over humans. You don't love your child. You don't even love yourself. You don't even love your fellow man. How could you love your child when you don't even love his father? You don't love your child's father. You hate that nigga. But you laid down and let him spray the club up. You laid down and made love with him and let him get you pregnant. And you chose to carry the baby and chose to have the baby. But you hate this man? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. And if you hate the father, if you hate the child's father, how could you love the child? Because the child is the father's seed. So if you don't like the father, there's no way you can love the child. Get your ugly ass over here. You look just like your daddy. Sit your ass down, acting just like your daddy. You ain't gonna be shit just like your daddy. How many times have we heard this? This ain't something I'm just coming up with. I'm not speaking frustrations from me. I'm frustrated because men don't understand what's going on. We're dealing with post-traumatic slave disorder women, and we think we're going to have some good results. We're not going to have good results. These women are broken here in America. They're proud participants, and they're proud whores in America. Not all women. I'm talking about the proud whores. This is sad. This is terrible. Women glorify being whores, and they demonize women being mothers. You don't love your child? When you dropping your child off at your mom's house so you can put some stinking, scantily clothed, skimpy ass skirt on to go shake your ass that baby gave you, because your baby gave you your fat ass. Your baby gave you them hips. Your hips wouldn't have spread without that baby. You see what happened with Keke Palmer. She got a little fat ass because of the baby spread her hips and broadened her waistline, and then she wanted to go show that off to the world and let Usher demoralize her and throw her family away and humiliate her husband and her child in front of y'all. And y'all, yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. Y'all clap for Keke Palmer for throwing her husband away because he said, I don't want my woman doing all that on TV, bro. I don't want my woman shaking ass like that. I don't want my woman having booty cheeks out and dancing up on us. But you just had a baby. You a mother. That's all he said. He didn't call her out her name. What? Calling a woman a mother is a disrespectful thing now? But y'all run around saying, yes, bitch. I remember when women fought over the B word. I remember when y'all fought over the B word. The only time you heard a woman calling a bitch back in my day was when they were fighting. Bitch, 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 bitch. Yeah, bitch. Come on, come on. That's the only time you heard that in my day was when you was trying to hurt them. Only time a man called a woman a B was when he was disrespecting her. Now y'all let these gay men say, bitch, come on, bitch. Yes, bitch. And you saying to each other, yes, bitch, to your homegirls, bitch, yes, bitch. Y'all broken yourselves down. You don't love your child. You don't even love yourself. You don't love yourself. You take a shot, you take a picture, right? With your butt facing the camera and you looking at your ass. So you want niggas to see your face and your butt because you only a sex object. You've turned yourself into a sex object. Pretty face and a nice ass. And you think that means something? What are we doing? What did y'all do to yourselves? What did you do to yourself? I'm out here looking for a suitable woman. I don't see them. And I don't care for a woman to be perfect. Everybody talking about you and perfect woman. Man, you can go to fucking Africa and those women are on code. You can go to Russia and those women are on code. You can go to motherfucking Bulgaria and those women are on code. You can go to motherfucking anywhere other than these Western Europeanized countries. Europe, England, America. Places like that, it's a wrap. But any place where European slavery wasn't in place for 500 some years, you go there and you find the best thing you have in the world. A woman who's happy to have a man, who values a man, because a real woman knows she cannot survive life without a man. And a real man knows life is not worth living without a real woman. I don't give a fuck what nobody wants to hear, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. As long as I ain't violating the YouTube guidelines, bro. And I'm not being disrespectful. People just not in reality. And if the truth hurts, let it sting and burn, please. God, let it sting and burn if it hurts. Because if the truth hurts, it's alcohol on a cut that you need a healing. If the truth hurts, it's alcohol on a wound that you need to be healed. So let it burn. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all what prompted me to do this live. Because I love women. Oh my God, women are the most gorgeous, beautiful, special creatures on this planet Earth. Everybody loves the woman on this planet Earth. Even animals love women. You see dogs humping on women. Everybody loves the woman's beauty. Everything. The mother, the child, you see a child sucking on her mom's breast, drinking her mom's breast, and looking at her mom. There's no more bond of love than that. See, I seen it. My woman, my ex, she breastfed all of my children. And you can tell the difference between a breastfed child and a child who's been freelanced. So let me show y'all something, man. First and foremost, I'm gonna show you this woman who's showing her daughter, who's teaching her daughter to be bad. She has a little daughter. She's playing with it's a black girl playing with some white kids, right? The white kids messed up one of her things. They're playing together in a co-op environment. So one of the white kids, the little girl, messed up something she was holding, or took something from her hands or something like that. I only watched the video one time. She took the video, took something out the girl's hand. So the mama started telling her, the black mama started telling her daughter to trash the kids' stuff, break what they had going. Like, she was telling her to be bad. She was teaching a brand new 2 to 3 year old baby girl how to be an evil, spiteful woman. And this is the brainwash of the children that we don't understand, because we were not able to see this back in the day. Now we can see everything.
Don't you snatch that from her.
All right, let me show y'all.
Don't do that again. Yeah, knock it down.
Hold
Tear
up.
it out.
Hold on, I'm gonna go to the beginning.
Yeah, knock it down.
Look.
Don't you snatch that from her. Don't do that again. Yeah, knock it down. Tear it out. Yep, and step on it. And Karen's just about to deal with it. The fuck?
Karen.
Yep, knock all of it down.
That's like saying the N-word.
Very good, Naoki. And grab it and tear it out. Oh well.
And this is the disconnect between black people and white people too.
Don't put your hands on her. Don't do that. Yeah.
No. So there you have it. We have a black woman polluting her child, teaching her child to be negative, teaching her child to be hateful, harmful, and hurtful at the age of 2, possibly 3 years old. At the most, that child was 3. And those other girls were older than her, bigger than her, and all that, and they were just trying to play. They took something out of her hand, so now you tell her to destroy their shit, to tell her to, and this is the mentality of most women. Let me tell y'all something. If you break a woman's heart, y'all, man, I don't care if you don't want to feel the truth. If you break a woman's heart, they're gonna destroy your property. They're gonna hurt you. Sometimes they're gonna get people to harm you, get somebody to come jump you, beat you up, just because you made her mad. Most times, it don't even have to be a life or death situation. So how could you love your kids when you were taught from a child to be destructive? I'm about to get up off of here, but I got a couple more.
Don't you snatch that from her.
Yeah, niggas don't be wanting to hear the truth, but I got another one I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna pre-record it because I know this is too much for everybody. I don't care. I really don't. And this one, let me set you up for this real quick. This clip. Thank you for whoever's tuning in. This video today is so triggering. Nobody sticks around for this one. They're not gonna watch this one today. The truth is too strong, man. Post-traumatic slave disorder. Look, we got a woman right here who's having a baby. She's having an abortion. She's going to an abortion clinic, and there's going to be some women outside the abortion clinic who are going to try to talk her out of it. And she's so evil and gone. All right, come on now. Don't say nothing bad. Don't do that, Leilani. Come on now. I know. All right. Y'all just chill out. I'm about to be done in a few seconds, okay? I'm coming. Leilani, get your workbook. Close the screen, big man. Yeah, so look, lady goes to an abortion clinic, man. And they're gonna try to talk her out of it. This is what's going on. Go ahead and close that. Go ahead and close that.
They're talking like they're finna harass me the minute I walk up in here.
Hold on.
Lord, do I give a fuck?
Hold up. Hold up. Hold
No,
up.
it's okay.
Okay, here, I'm gonna play it so y'all can hear it. Try to set up where you can see it. All right, there we go.
They're talking like they're finna harass me the minute I walk up in here. Lord, do I give a fuck? No, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have an abortion. It's okay. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, it's okay. I'm gonna do it regardless. No, thank you. It's okay. No, thank you.
Trying not to laugh.
The baby has a mission.
The baby been swimming in Casamigos. I gotta go.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that there's so many ways that we can help you. That this is not it. This is not the way.
No, thank
I'm gonna play that one more time. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna play that one more time. They don't even love this. They don't love these kids, man. It's a wrap. And this is not. And she's one of hundreds of thousands. There's hundreds of thousands of women who have abortions every fucking year. Hundreds of thousands. There's been millions of abortions done since the beginning of them. Millions, hundreds of millions. Where's everybody at? The fuck out of here, man. The fuck out of here, man. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Pissed off a little bit. I'm sorry. Listen.
Bitch, I'm like, they finna harass me the minute I walk up in here.
No, they're not trying to harass you, dummy. They're trying to save you. Nor do I give a fuck what she said.
No, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have an abortion.
No, but I just want you to
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, it's okay. I'm gonna do it regardless. No, thank you. It's okay. No, thank you.
To be able to save the life of this baby, the baby has a mission.
The baby been swimming in Casamigos. I gotta go.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that there's so many ways that we can help you. That this is not it. This is not the way.
No, thank
That shit make my stomach hurt. That make my stomach hurt. Make my stomach hurt, man. I'm gonna go back and read y'all's comics, man. That made my stomach hurt, man. That made my stomach hurt real bad, man. Oh, man. I didn't even know these comments was on, man. My bad. They don't turn my comment. I got just not getting it. Do you see what's going on? How could they love these children? They don't love these children, bro. My child is in Japan, the other side of this world. That's what's up. Hopefully everything's going good with him. Cherokee, he even taught me how to start a good fire, birch bark on dry pine needles. That's what's up. Modesty is better, Cherokee said. I love my kids, but I do hear about parents that don't care. No, that's for real. I mean, you can't avoid it. This shit's everywhere. You know, this post-traumatic slave disorder, man. Most of us need to be more decisive in choosing partners. Being empathetic is important to remember to watch out for those narcissistic toxic ones that seem to gravitate to us like moths. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna say this. I don't even care about that fake narcissistic word, whatever that bullshit, those buzzwords and all that. I'll just say, man, it's not narcissism and all that. It's the devil. People have the devil in them. People have the devil in them, y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with narcissism. Those are traits of the devil, narcissism and shit. That shit's just the devil, man. You know? Fuck out of here with those buzzwords, man. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the government creating all these buzzwords, conspiracy theory, narcissism, all that fake shit to make people categorize everything, man. Mental illness, all that shit to make people categorize shit and make excuses for the devil, man. The shit is the devil, purely and simply. Has nothing to do with nothing else. I don't think every parent out there knows what to do with babies. Exactly, BH. Damn, it said my shit overheating, man. My live about to shut down, y'all. They said my phone's overheating. They on that bullshit, man. So I'm about to go ahead and end it now before it freezes and then I can't post it. Don't seem fair enough either, because we trying to rise up, some of us. Exactly, man. History repeating itself. Exactly. Breast milk, the tree of life. Exactly, man. Dragonfly, thank you for that. Exactly, man. Dragonfly throw up symbol. Exactly. I don't use the fake powdered crap. Exactly. Postpartum is real and some babies need formula. Yeah, I ain't saying everybody. If you can't lactate, you can't lactate. That's not the same. There we go. Yeah, man. Anyway, man, I got just wanted to let y'all know, man. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting and stay supporting, man, because it's hard. And you know, the game is rigged, man, for people like me. But it's your big homie, Big Baddie, man. This is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. Until next time, you feel me? You feel me? Like, comment, share, and subscribe.